Hello and welcome to NITV's coverage of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL season, coming to you from TIO Stadium in Darwin on Larrakia country. Great to have you with us. It's round 6. The Darwin Buffaloes are taking on St Mary's. I'm Nevanka McEwen, and joining me in the commentary box are Nick O'Reilly and Ricky Nolan. Good to be with you both. How you doing?
Yeah, it should be an interesting game here. Saints and two arch rivals. I'll hand it over to Nick O'Reilly.
And here we go, right in the middle. Ryan Smith wins the first tap for St Mary's. They move it forward. St Mary's cut off at half-back by the Buffaloes. Here's Nate Paredes, his first touch. Cops one high. Umpire says play on. Atkinson feeds it out. He's Stokes dashing out of the pack. Have a look at him. He puts the pedal to the metal, gets a handball away. This is a good build-up from the Buffs. The kick to the top of the square. Has it gone through? Just ran through at the last line by that man, Dylan Land for St Mary's, Rick.
Yeah, started the season quiet, but he certainly played pretty well the last couple of weeks.
So St Mary's doing it pretty easy to move it up to half forward, or to centre wing, sorry. Here's Lant, uses his body, does it well. In a 2-on-1, goes without it, goes off the deck on this occasion, up to Calder. He does like a sort of a weird sort of volleyball style, Rick, over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
And here's Jackson Calder, had a good start to the season, regularly in the goal kickers. So played full forward more last year, but he's playing more across the half forward line this season. I think with Jackson Payne's really good form to the start of the year, they've moved Calder up the ground. So
on the outer side, Sean Edwards does a fresh airy on that occasion. Coombs goes without it for the Buffs. The kick in the Ted Castle direction. He takes a good mark too, the young man. It's been impressive since debuting back in round 2. Loads up from 50, if you don't mind. Little Bowie, Ted Castle. Rick, what a start for that man.
Yeah, I wish I could kick that far at that age. Jeez, yeah. I don't think I ever kicked it outside 50. That's an unbelievable kick for a young fella. Yeah, straight through the middle. So really good start. Took a good mark. Went back in a superb start for the St Mary's Footy Club.
Ricky, are you really looking forward to this game? Buffaloes only had their first loss last week, and St Mary's are sitting 5th on the ladder, and Buffs are sitting on the top.
Yeah, I watched Buffs pretty closely last week against Nightcliff. Nightcliff blew them out of the water in the first half. It was really one-way traffic, but Buffs really come back. So, they're the talk of the town, Buffs, the first 4 years, but the first 4 weeks. But yeah, they certainly come back to earth last week, and we'll see how they go against St Mary's today.
Here's Loudon, gets a quick handball out to Stokes, up to Sinar forward. Drop mark there by Land. Oh, the kick from Joey Collinson is out of bounds on the full.
Good to see Joey Collinson back at the Buffaloes. I think he went and played at the Uni Rats last year, so it's good to see him back playing at high levels of football. Did play for Territory Thunder in his day.
So Saunders kicking that one out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw-in on the outer half forward for the Buffs.
Yeah, just in front of the Shannon Motlop grandstand there, so good opportunity for Buffs to score.
One of the great grandstands in the Territory.
I wonder if people spewing because they can't watch the game anymore from their clubhouse.
Atkinson with a nice tap down in the Coombs direction. Ball pops out. It's St Mary's. Move it quickly. It's a good mark taken there by Ryan Pendlebury.
And Braden Grenfell just got to be in front. Ryan Pendlebury from Port Melbourne, second year at Buffaloes.
So here's Coombs at half forward for the Buffs. Just paddles it out on this occasion. Buffs with numbers, they should do all right here. And that one's gone over the line through Joey Collinson.
Yeah, Mikey Coombs, he was, I thought, nearly best on ground last weekend for Buffaloes. He was outstanding. So up against his old club, St Mary's, he's a 2 times premiership player with the club. So interesting to see how he goes against his old side.
Here's Big Saw Smith just doing it by himself on this occasion, but in the Coombs direction, and he coughs it up. Bit of a scrap on over there. The quick kick coming out of there from Bradley Stokes up to full forward. Or a bit of tunnelling action. Umpire says that's okay on that occasion. It's Tyler Saunders. Turnover time from that man. Timmy Aldridge right on centre wing. Comes out wide. It's a nice looking kick. Just doesn't quite find the target. Joey Collinson. Ball cops one high. Umpire says it's all right, but it's a good mark. No pay on. And what's happening here? There's a free kick coming back. Looks like it's going to go in the Saunders direction. Saunders, yes.
Brody Foster was unlucky there. I thought he nearly held that mark, but looks like it's going to the skipper.
Oh, no, it's going out. Yeah,
the skipper in Jared Stokes by the look. I think it was a throw. don't know if they missed the mark and a little bit of a payback one. I thought yeah, Foster was pretty unlucky here, but certainly Buff's best player for the last couple of years, Jared Stokes, lining up from 30. Out a player of his quality should have zero issues.
Jared Stokes, one of the fastest men in the NTFL, has kicked a point.
Won't play him up anymore.
No. Get you to turn that sort of attitude off, Rick, if you can. The commentator's curse. Been doing it a bit lately.
5 minutes played and it's 4 points difference. 6 to St Mary's, Buffalo's 2.
So on the outer side, Buffs controlling it here.
Bowles was outstanding. He just halved the contest, then won the contested footy and turned around. He's hit Palmer, I reckon that is.
Big Ishmael Palmer.
Been in pretty good form. I think he's best on ground in the Alice Springs Grand Final. And he's extremely talented. And this is not out of the question.
So the kick underway, heads to the top of the square. And that one's, not quite.
Oh, going to have a go at St Mary's there for allowing that, but didn't like that kick. It's just too easy to defend. St Mary's defenders can just put it through, and saying that they didn't, and but it did get over the line, so we're a bit lucky.
So his Lant goes long in the Smith direction. Oh, Payne just got taken down in the last second. So here's Bradley Stokes for the Buffs, looking to put it back in attacking 50. They've done nicely the last sort of 5 minutes of Buffs, warming into this game nicely, locking it in inside 50, Rick.
Apart from Ted Castle's goal, they've had all the play, haven't they? The Saints went forward once and scored a goal, but Buffs have been pretty dominant to this stage.
Reminds me, Rick, I need to mark down that young fella's kicked the goal. Thank you. Smith. He's given away a free kick here, Smith. What looked to be for being too strong, I would say, Rick.
It's my biggest bugbear in the game is if a ruckman goes to the gym during the week and gets himself fit and strong, he's got the right to push, in this case, Mackenzie out of the way. So just for being stronger doesn't mean you should have a free kick against you.
Wouldn't have thought so. That's where you and I get into trouble, Rick.
It is being going to the gym too often, I think that's right, Nick.
Yeah, I thought there was something. Look, you guys were looking pretty buff tonight.
We're jacked up. Here's Mackenzie. Just jags it left. Yeah, I know our shoulders are bumping into each other, Nev.
Now, talking about hot, but a different type of hot, guys. It's like 32 degrees. It's 32 degrees.
Boy, first thing for everything, Ricky boy.
I like it.
Yeah. It's
should have got you on years ago, Nick.
Oh, you might have to talk to people about that. But it's 32 degrees out there at the moment, 61% humidity. Could you describe what that would be like?
Yeah, they've extended the quarters in all the games in the territory today. So I think you're even allowed to go into the cool rooms at quarter time, which normally isn't allowed. So I still reckon it was nearly hotter last Saturday, to tell the truth. But she is very hot conditions today. And well done to the NTFL. The players' welfare has to come first because it is ridiculous temperatures. Although this is a night game, these players are a bit luckier than, say, Tiwi that played at 2:30.
Bradley Stokes throws it on the right, up to centre half forward. Nice ball coming over the back. Here's Jared Stokes, get on his right. The kick is pretty good, but just to the left. And through from behind.
Could have had Buffs off to a good start, Jared Stokes. 5 points. And he could have, player of his calibre often kicks goals like that. It's looking a bit nippy, isn't he? It's a bit, Saints just might have to watch him a touch.
He looks on. Jacob Long doing the kicking out duties on that occasion. He's young Lockie getting the handball away. My free coming the way of Kieran Parnell.
The wizard.
It's a good young player. Plenty of talent in this Saints outfit, as to the Buffs.
I don't know if that's his greatest moment.
No. So Saints making hard work of it on the outer wing. This is Bowles, goes inside. That's a good kick. Finds Max Kennedy. On centre wing now, looking for options down the line. Has not a lot on. Goes sideways. Seaton Kerneth comes further sideways again. Here's Dylan Gordon. Has a bounce. That's number 1. Throws it on the left. That's a bit of a stinker up to half forward. Might work out though for the Buffs. That was Goddard in a spinning pirouette and got pinged for holding the ball. So Mackenzie, that's a good looking kick in the Foster direction. He's got strong hands. The handball comes out. The banana attempt on goal is nice ball coming over the top. Oh, Buffs in control here and not a lot doing, just hovering over the ball. Umpire says that I'll have a crack here.
Look at a score, though, Buffs. Like, they've absolutely dominated this game of football, and St Mary's are up by 1 point. Just got to get that killer instinct, put them away.
So at the top of the square, Foster doing the ruck work for the Buffs. Lance gets boot to ball. Pops out. This might work out well for St Mary's. There's Furphy with the handball. And he'll get it back. Goes backwards. Advantage paid. Here's Edwards. Runs into trouble. Darts around one. And it's going to be downfield. And Sean Edwards just has to go back over the mark. Looking for options. Has Walters on. That's a nice looking kick. Young Dylan Walters. Looks long down the line. Looks inboard. Nothing doing there. So decides to go long in the colder direction. Flies. Cops a bit of a whack to the eye from Christopher Atkinson. Of course, Darwin Buffett's coach. They had a good win over Nightcliff today in the Women's Premier League. Here he is, Atkinson, does well, turns the ball over. Maroney goes backwards with the handball. Stokes throws it on the left. Clark sits under it. 3 Buffs emerge on him. So the ball, Jacob Long does well just to get that player out of the way. Parnell. Edwards flies from the side, does well, half the contest. Here's Maroney. That's a dangerous kick, but it's going to work. Here's Timmy Aldridge.
It's not dangerous, it's outstanding.
#1 bounce for that man tonight. Goes up to Ishmael Palmer. He might get it back, Aldridge. He's worked hard off the ball. So the kick.
Just gone too wide there, Buffs.
Forward. Yeah, they have. Here's Stokes, keeps it in. So St Mary's look to get up into their forward line. Ted Castle just with the 1 juke on that occasion from the young man. The only goal scorer for this evening so far. Calder stands under it. And that one's punched over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, it's Buffs, as I said, I just reckon they've blown a few opportunities earlier. They've had so much of the football. The Saints have gone in once and scored once. Don't even think they went inside 50. Like, I think Ted Carl's kicked it from outside 50. So I don't know, might not have even had an inside 50 entry yet, St Mary's Footy Club.
Oh, nice big crunching tackle over on the outer side. Umpire said, let's do it all again.
See Ryan Smith back in the team. Missed last weekend's game.
The big man. Big man on campus, Ryan Smith. It's nice work. Here's Nate Paredes, has a bounce, gets to 50. That's a good kick in the Payne direction. Bit of tunnelling action. Umpire says that's fine. The kick is touched.
Payne certainly one of the form footballers of the competition. He's absolutely killing it at the moment.
Well, we've got Foster up one end, Rick, and we've got Payne up the other. So it should be a...
turnover.
Oh, here we go. It's a dodgy turnover too. The kick's not that flush though. Pendlebury goes with the handball. They're stuffing around with it here, the Buffs. And it's Seaton Kerner just gets boots the ball, gets it out of there. So good contest on the outer wing. Is Hoda. Yes, nicely worked here.
He's really just can't go too wide.
Kale Cossack to half forward. Punch coming over the top. The Buffs at ground level. Foster at the back. Well done, Tyler Saunders. He did well. He's going to get it here, Tyler.
Saunders was unbelievable. If that had gone over the back, they would have gone. Chris Atkins, who'd really pushed forward on the contest.
Here's Lockie Taylor. Did a beautiful kick there. He found Harry Williams. Calder stands underneath it in a 2-on-1. Timmy Aldridge. Just a bit of helicopter action out there, Rick.
So it must be paparazzi.
They've heard that there's some hot stuff in the commentary box tonight, and they're coming in by helicopter.
Oh my God, they must know that it's sizzling in here. Oh, watch out.
Looky, McKenzie gets it in. Jacob Long cleans up for St Mary's, has a bounce, gets a kick. Oh, that's a bit of a stinker.
Another forward entry of Buffs that haven't scored from. They've got to... Well, they're going with a little bit more method or going a little bit straighter, or Crummers have got to get underneath, I think.
It's Mikey Coombs with a nice kick.
Ricky, you sound very frustrated.
It's actually St Mary's person, but I just think Buffs, just the amount of inside 50s they have, they should be in a better position where they are.
And free kick coming back to Nate Paredes.
14 minutes played, and it's 2 points difference. St Mary's 7, Buffaloes 5.
They're away, you Saints. Best kick in football, at the 45 into the middle of the ground.
You saw Smith. Bit of a, gets the sandwich out.
Get it
up in the air.
Get it to Payne, one out.
Calder, here he is. Payne, one out.
Great movement.
Gets over the back. If it stays in, it does. Payne, it's a clever kick from Payne to Ted Castle. Bit of a hip to the head. Umpire says play on. He's going to get it here and in danger.
Really good ball movement, Saints. That 45 kick into Ryan Smith went to Calder. Calder did not muck around. Geez, Buff's got to, Dylan Gordon's got to be a bit careful there. And just get it into Payne quickly, something Buffs probably need to do as well.
And 50.
I thought you could play on from a 50 these days. They changed the rules last year.
Interesting, Rick. So it's Timmy Aldridge at half-back, winning that 50. Comes right in front of the commentary box. St Mary's here in numbers.
The bus player there, Aaron Stokes, just got to keep his feet in that situation. Quick entry, Buffs, get it in there.
Here's Jared Stokes. That's a kick to Ishmael Parker.
Turn and go.
Palmer.
That's better.
Throws it on the right.
Better.
Look at that. Beautiful goal from that man, Palmer. And he gets the first for the Darwin Buffaloes. And a much needed one after 16 minutes in the first.
If I was Cameron Stokes, I'd just point that out, just how quickly they just turned and go, got it in quick, and yeah, looks like Braxton O'Matt in a bit of strife there.
So we have a look at this replay, Rick.
It's like, see the fast play, that's what Buffs need. Stokes goes, Palmer turns and goes.
Yeah, no stuffing around on that occasion.
It's not a bad kick, is it?
Very similar to the Ted Castle.
Very similar.
In your playing days and coaching days, did you ever have a superstition or a ritual that you had to do every week?
Sharon Smith was the trainer of St Mary's. She's still been there 400 years or 40 years, I reckon. I used to get the toenail clippers off, and I used to cut my toes before the game. Was one little superstition I had.
Rick, I'm going to say that's pretty gross. But your toes would have been in good nick.
They're in real good. They're sexy and hot. But I put the toenail clippings in the bin, of course.
Yes, of course.
I wouldn't have striked you as a Manny Penny fella.
Well, you find me down at Casuarina most every couple of Saturdays down there.
So that guy was you guys that I saw in the chair. Nice pink nails, guys. Love it.
Thank you.
Again, Buff's gone very wide here.
Patrick Bowles asked to play on now. Lance standing on the mark. Jacob Long just drops that. Ralph Clark puts the it's a bit of a bump on. It's a bit of a nothing handball, really. Here's Ralph Clark. Quick hands, does well. Parnell. Big fly from the side. From Furphy. He's just with the Buffs with numbers. Foster. Well done, Tyler Saunders again. He's playing him well, Tyler Saunders. And Big Smith takes a much needed mark back there for St Mary's. Here's Dylan Walters. And that one's over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw-in.
Ricky, so far, this is the 6th round in the current season. Is there any team that's been a bit of a standout for you so far?
I don't. I reckon it's pretty open, eh? It's I still reckon districts have got a better list than their win-game ratio is at the moment, and they haven't lost by big margins. Obviously, Nycliffe around the mark. I reckon St Mary's are well and truly around the mark. There's just 3. Wanderers I haven't seen a lot of, but they keep winning. But I hear a few rumours with COVID they've recruited real well, and that they may be going home to VFL commitments around Christmas, which may hurt them. But they're probably the 4 that I reckon that stand out. Buffs obviously a starter. I just worry about their depth, Buffs. If they could bat just a touch deeper as Stokes. His 3rd point.
3rd point. He's on fire tonight. He's had plenty of it. He's had plenty of opportunities. He just needs to put them through the middle of the big sticks, Rick.
He does. He's getting plenty of the footy.
As we see Nick Loudon down there on the bench, ready to come back on, having a sip on the water. Here's Lance doing the kicking in duties for St Mary's. Oh, good mark. down there from Kale Cossack. Not much heat coming from Nate Paredes on that time.
Need to have the footy, and Cossack, former Nightcliff Tiger. Of course, he's from Catherine.
So Ruff Clark.
We're going to have in the footy. Jared Stokes had to have that footy.
Mopping up there. Big Rafa goes out to Kieran Parnell. Had absolutely nothing down the line, so that's why he's held up. Looks to pop it over the top.
Ryan Smith with a 45 kick inside if they get it.
Sean Edwards, of course, was in the commentary box with us last week. Did a good job, Rick. Big Shawnee.
Been worried about my job.
Yeah, no, it would be. Bit of heat coming in. He's colder. Winds around on the right. And it's a good kick. He finds Harry Williams, former Nightcliff player.
His father is an ex-Waratahs 2-times premiership player and a 1-times premiership coach. So.
I don't mind Harry Williams from out here, Rick. He's got a fair leg on him.
Has he? Let's see. I haven't seen enough of him to make big calls like you, Nick.
He's got the slicked back hair. I don't mind it. Throws on the right. See, that's not a bad roost, Rick. Just gets...
And it's very easy to defend, Nick.
Yeah, thank you.
Very easy.
Yeah, well, you know, maybe next time he might get a bit more onto it.
I'm either kick the goal, son, or get it to the top of the square type of guy.
Just under 21 minutes played, and Buffs lead by 4 points to St Mary's.
Seaton Kernoff, a drop mark though. Land mopping up for St Mary's. The kick's going to come back in, attacking 50 for St Mary's, and a good mark taken there by Kale Cossack. He's had a bit of it early.
That's a boy from Catherine.
Good attacking kick in the middle of the ground. One's Loudon.
A lot of talent in Catherine, eh?
Yes, there certainly is.
Armats goes out wide and goes straight to Ruff Clark. Ruff Clark says, "Thank you, buddy.
Oh.
I'm going to hand it straight back to you."
Gee, Sean Edwards did very well there.
He's a good player. He's a huge talent, Sean Edwards. It's a good handball too. Kieran Parnell has a bounce, looks around, nothing, not a lot on. Calder at the back, takes the mark. No, umpire says play on. And there we have it, Nev, quarter time.
It is quarter time. As we said, Darwin Buffaloes 1-6-12 to St Mary's 1-2. You're watching NITV's coverage of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL season. We'll be back after this short break.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real, together. No one can stop. Nothing could ever bring me down.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
Come and see it.
Still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport Concept Store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for NITV's coverage of the 2020-21 NTFL Men's Premier League game. Darwin Buffaloes lead St Mary's by 4 points. In the commentary box are Nick O'Reilly, Ricky Nolan and myself, Nev McEwen. Ricky, what's your thoughts from the opening quarter and what would you like to see in this next?
Yeah, I think from a Buffs point of view, I think they don't need to change anything. They're probably just going in a little bit wide and probably because they're a quicker side, probably going a little bit quicker, but they're getting plenty of the footy. They've just got to straighten up a little bit and take their opportunities when they go inside. They have missed a fair few goals that they should have kicked. And Saints have just got to probably get their hands on the footy a bit more.
Cameron Stokes would have been going off at quarter time like a cut snake, wouldn't he, Rick? About how many opportunities the Buffs had? Yeah. He is a bit of a cut snake too, isn't he? Oh, Cammy Stokes, he's the nicest man in the business. As we're back underway in the middle, Ryan Smith goes off the deck. And this one's chopped off down there by Kevy Moroney. Comes sideways, finds Aaron Stokes, has Mikey Coombs on over the top if he wants him. He heads in that direction now. Coombs just goes with the one juke, but paddles it out in front of himself. He's a raging bull. Big Mikey Coombs gets wound up. McKenzie does a 360. Could have been holding the pill. Umpire lets that one go. Here's a Stokes. And out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw-in right in front of the commentary box, Big Rick.
Yeah, a bit of worrying signs. This Mikey Coombs just spread so much quicker from that stoppage than what Saints did. Saints got the centre clearance. Buffs player just took an easy chest mark, and then Coombs just spread quicker than the Saints player. So he's probably going to get the work rate up a touch, St Mary's, I think.
So Matricardi goes with a quick kick out of the pack. And it's all Buffs down there at ground level. He's got Foster on over the top with Saunders. It's been a great battle so far. Saunders leads him back. He's going to try and see that one over the line. He does. And we'll have boundary throw. He played that well there, Saunders, didn't he, Rick?
And a brave matchup by Anthony Villoja, I reckon. Like, Saunders is their best defender. And Foster's usually the key forward. So he's played like a half-back flanker on a full forward out, but it's worked pretty well.
He's done the job so far.
So
it's a win so far.
A win, but it's, if you had said before the game that'd be the matchup, you'd say no. So good matchup by Anthony Villoja. Oh, God, that's too easy.
That's a bit of a banana coming out of the pack here. That's too easy there from Ishmael Parker. And he gets the Buffs second.
Just to think a stoppage deep in Buffs forwards. I'd like St Mary's to be manned up, body on body, not allowing them to get into that dangerous space like they did then. It was just a boundary throw-in. Don't know who the player was. Hopefully we get a replay here. We'll see here. Just there's no body on body, just able to get to that dangerous space there. He just bowls it, he centres it, and Ishmael Palmer's a talented footballer and kicks the goal.
Yeah, a bit too easy in the end there.
Yeah.
And extends Darwin Buffalo's lead by 10 points with just under 2.5 minutes played in the second
Even
quarter.
Saints, like in a situation like that, both your wingers can come down and get behind the footy. Just make sure they don't, they're not able to get dangerous space.
They're killing them out of the middle at the moment, are the Buffs. I'll get this one up to half forward. Paddled there from Joey Collinson. The kick goes inside 50 now for the Buffs. Long. Goes backwards with the handball. Kick comes up to right in front of the commentary box again. Mikey Coombs. There's a bit of chin music there to Jack Lant. Umpire says play on now. Big Mikey, the Raging Bull, goes on the right. In the Foster direction, doesn't quite get there. Bit of a push, perhaps. Going in the Tyler Saunders direction. He might be just starting to get under the nerve of Foster there, Rick.
I think he's been Saints' best player this year, Tyler Saunders.
Ooh, sells a bit of candy, does the candy man. Big Tyler Saunders comes up to the Calder direction. Moroney does well. Much smaller body, playing on Calder. Mikey Coombs just throws that one out. Kick comes up to half forward. Lant goes to his brother, Dylan. Trying to win a free kick there. The Lamp brothers, but nothing's doing, says the umpire. We'll have a throw up. So Mackenzie wins a tap there. Stokes does well. It's a free kick for kicking in danger too, Stokes. He's been everywhere tonight, Rick.
Yeah, he's easily best on ground. He's killing it. Let's see on the mark that Brandon Grenfell, like he's one of the best ruckmans in the Goulburn Valley. He's playing at centre forward. Just by the look of what I've seen so far, I don't think he's a centre forward. I think we've got to get him in the ruck.
There's a kick. And there's a free kick.
Wow.
That's a huge call. I can't wait to see the replay on this, Rick. But it's like for a shepherd out.
Brody Foster against Tyler Saunders, I think.
Interesting.
Brody Foster kicked 100 goals in 2019, so he certainly knows how to kick a goal. Originally from South Gambier in the Western Border competition. Made his debut last season for the Mighty Buffaloes.
And to add to that, 18 goals so far, since, for 5 rounds, I guess.
Cameron Stokes would be ropeable, wouldn't he, at the moment?
Like a cut snake.
That far up, it's not funny. You just can't miss those goals at this standard of football.
I probably would have dobbed that on my wrong foot, Rick.
Yeah, no doubt. You hot thing.
Here's Dylan Walters. Hitting them a sliding mark on the outer side here at TIO Stadium. Moroney with another nice fist over the top. He's playing those... Moroney's playing on the big bodies tonight, Rick, and he's doing an okay job.
Yeah, Buffs always haven't been, as a footy club, been known to have big bodies, so that often happens, and just they try and get them with leg speed, I think.
Well, they could get 2 recruits out of this commentary box tonight, Rick, I tell you what.
Not wrong.
So Ruff Clark wins a tap down. Stokes with the hands.
And another stoppage to Buffaloes.
Yeah, they're absolutely hammering at them in that department. Nice mark. Running back with the fight there, Dylan Lant. Has a bounce. Doesn't have much on this side. Has nothing at all, actually. So, wasn't the best kick. Had nothing, as I said. Here's Aaron Stokes, chops that one off. Jared Stokes too good.
Did that well, didn't he?
Probably possession number 50. He's had plenty of it. It's a bit of tongue-in-cheek there for those of you playing at home. He obviously hasn't had 50. So here we go. It's a good kick in the Foster direction. He's going to get it. No, just
He's wide though. He's not going to score from there.
He'll have a boundary throw in just inside attacking 50 for the Buffs. It's been all Buffs. They just haven't been able to put St Mary's away.
I think Nathan Paredes would be the quietest game of football I've ever seen him play ever. I think he's touched it maybe once.
So a quick kick out of there from Max Kennedy, top of the square. Oh, I think it was Jackie Musgrove getting a hand on it there, getting it through for behind. So the quick kick out.
Better go with the fast play Saints. Just try and energise his football from the back half.
And the kick comes over the top to Jack Lant. Comes inboard.
Bit of run from behind by the wizard, Kieran Parnell.
Parnell goes on the right. It's a good kick, although it's just chopped off at the last second.
Both sides continue to go wide, don't they? Someone take a chance, go through the middle.
What do you think Coach Valasia would be thinking right now?
Yeah, the biggest message would be get your hands on the footy. As I said, Paredes, I've watched him play 60 games of footy and never seen him get under 30 touches. And I think he's sitting on one at the moment. So I think their midfield just got to get their hands on the ball a little bit more.
But Jeremy Goddard wrapped up. Got it to Paredes. He's going to get it again, Paredes. Kick up to half forward. Is mark? No, umpire says play on. Handball comes out. So they're doing well here, the Buffs, just holding up in their back line. This is better from St Mary's. They're putting it back in attacking 50, but again, it's all... the free kick going to Big Atkinson. He's doing well with the women's team, isn't he, Rick?
He is an outstanding coach. Absolutely outstanding.
Lovely fella.
Worked with him a bit at Thunder last year, or 2 years ago, and yeah, he's loved working with him, and he's outstanding.
Caldwell getting a bit of work done. That's a nice tackle. Ball pops out. Caldwell's going to get it again. This goes off the deck, though. Buffs with numbers at half back. Quick kick over the top. Works well. Finds Maxi Kennedy. So Kennedy, umpire tells him to play on now. There's just a long kick down the line. Jacob Long flies. There's Joey Collinson just going mid-air on that occasion. Ishmael Palmer does well, just body lines the ball. Kieran Parnell. It's a nice handball out wide to release. It's Hayden Walters. Doesn't have a lot happening. It's sort of nothing kicking in there, Rick, though.
Yeah, again going too wide.
Calder will get this though. That's a nice little bullet. Might get it again here, Calder. No, he doesn't.
I reckon Saints should chuck Payne in the middle. Just chuck him in the middle for 5 minutes, see if it creates something. So ball's just not getting down to him. He's an absolute star. And last year he was a star in the midfield. Maybe just chuck him in the middle for 5 minutes.
Ishmael Palmer heads up to centre forward, Jared Stokes. Oh, look at that footwork from that man.
Right. Well done, Jacob Long, then.
Absolutely. He gets a handball away. Here's Mikey Coombs. Throws it on the right to the top of the square, but it's all St Mary's back there. Jacob Long. Oh.
I reckon twice Buffs could have spoiled that ball. The first one there by Darcy Matruka, is it? And just that one there, he just could have halved it.
Ruff Clark as well. Again, Pendlebury lowers the eyes and does well. Yeah, St Mary's just can't get their hands on it, Rick. And Buffs, well, they haven't really put them away yet, but I'll tell you what, it's not far off as we have a look at Adam Hoda having a look at it. Gets into a bit of a trot, gets to 45. The kick is a good one. It just sneaks home. And he gets his first for the day.
Adam Hodo is a bit of a gun junior footballer for Buffs, and then stopped playing there for a while. And he actually won, I think it was about the under-14 league medal with Nakai Cockatoo.
There you go.
So, the Geelong player. I think he looks like he's going to be a Brisbane player next year. Yeah, but just sort of come back into footy. So, got a pretty good haircut as well, Nick. What do you reckon of his haircut? Have a look at this.
Yeah, it's pretty rude, and I don't mind it. Suits him. It's doing plenty. We're doing plenty down Mitchell Street, I would have thought.
Games record holder, Iggy Valojo, 10 times
Background
NTFL Premiership player.
He's a great man.
Andrew Wills, former Geelong superstar, played in 2 grand finals, 92 and 94 grand finals for the Geelong Football Club.
There you go.
Led the Brownlow medal up to round 13 while he was playing for the Fremantle Dockers.
Yes.
Pretty impressive.
Smith. Here is that goal scorer there, Hoda, with a quick kick inside, attacking 50.
Another centre break to Buffaloes.
That's nicely worked. Here's Foster. He'll dob this, throws it around on the right. It is a sausage. Well done to that man. He gets his first for the evening.
Warning bells, 2 and 2 minutes. I'll get Payne in the middle very, very quickly.
12 minutes played, and Darwin Buffaloes are in front 4-8-32 to St Mary's 8 points.
As we speak, they've done that. Payne's going into the middle, so I'm glad they pulled the string there. They had to. But there's certainly some warning bells. They're just winning it out of the middle too quickly.
Did you expect to see this?
No, I thought St Mary's would win this game comfortably, actually. You chuck Brandon Grenville in the ruck. You know, from the Goulburn Valley, got pretty big raps from Chichura. He's been playing centre forward. Maybe throw him in the ruck for a while. Now look, they've got guns in there. Smith, Paredes, Payne, and Edwards. You can't get any better players in the competition than that. So, and again, they lose another centre clearance.
So kick comes up to centre half forward. Here's Joey Collinson, throws it on the left. A quick chaos sort of ball. Ishmael Palmer, Stokes. Have a look at this. This is
oh my God,
alarm bells for St Mary's as Jared Stokes finally gets on the ball. I reckon he's kicked about 1 goal 5 or 1 goal 3, Rick. But yeah, danger signs for St Mary's early or midway through the second quarter.
I've got no idea what Anthony Valojo does. You've got 4 superstars in the middle, and they're just continually getting beaten out of there. So, see what happens here. They've got some momentum buffs, and that bloke there is an absolute star of the competition.
Superstar.
Jared Stokes.
Absolutely.
The captain.
Lockie McKenzie in the ruck. He's not even a ruckman. He's a gun centre half back, I reckon.
So Smith wins the tap on that occasion, gets up to half forward. Nice little paddle on. But again, they're going to win it here.
McKenzie.
McKenzie. Just pops it over the top. They're away. Nick Loudon shows a bit. Gets to about 55. The kick is an absolute great poster.
You're allowed to run around too easy.
The lead extends out to 31 points to the Buffs over Saints with 14 minutes played. I think Valojo won't be happy.
So the kick comes here to Charlie Furphy. Throws it on the left in the Raf Clark direction. Just stays in there.
Ooh, Buff supporters aren't happy.
No, they're not.
They're away, Saints. Absolutely away.
And it just goes out. Raf Clark just missing the target on that occasion. They were away, Rick. Just missed Harry Williams.
Ricky, despite everything, you can't count St Mary's out, can you?
Nah, what do we call it? It's yucky. They're away to a 4-5 goal lead, but no, the game's certainly not over. You're right there, Nev.
So Smith wins it down to Sean Edwards. He puts a quick kick into the forward line. And Raf Clark with some quick hands there. He's going to get it back, Raf Clark. Goes to Furphy on the left. That is a good kick and a much-needed goal for St Mary's.
That will be very, very handy. So,
well done, Raf Clark.
Yep, Clark got it to Furphy. Was due to play for the Uni Blues in the extremely strong amateur comp, and COVID hit, and but he crossed the border and come and play some footy up here along with 200 other footballers.
You're sounding like Nick now.
200 males and 100 female footballers
putting a bit on it
to play football.
No, it's right though, isn't it? A lot of people have come up this season.
And I watched the Div 1 game today. I think it was Pints and who was it? Pints and Waratahs, and it was very, very high standard of footy actually.
Yeah, great.
And we've got a point system here, so a lot of players that would get a game aren't getting a game, and they're pushed back into the second competition here, and it's quite a strong seconds competition.
Edwards wins the centre clearance. Here's Ruff Clark. He's presenting well up forward. Bowie Tedcastle with a banana. And just through for a behind.
It's heading in the right direction for Saints. 2 clearances in a row, 2 inside 50s.
You were talking about a point system. Are you able to explain that in basic terms?
Yeah, I can do it real quickly. So if you move from another club, you've got 16 points. If you move from NTFL club to an NTFL club, you're a 4-pointer. You come from we'll just wait here.
Chris Atkinson at half forward for the Buffaloes. Monkey Coombs is going to get it back with a low chisel. Have a look at that for a kick if you don't mind, Rick.
Wow.
Absolute ripping kick.
It just shows, I reckon Mikey's just sort of a bit of a chaos footy in there. I don't know if he 100% meant that. It looked awesome.
But he's the raging bull.
For forwards, if you're in front, like Joey Collinson was there, and then Mikey puts a low directory one in, well then you're half a chance, aren't you? So
absolutely.
Usually a really good left foot kick, Joey Collinson. So we'll see. Back at Buffaloes after a year playing for the Uni Rats in the Division 1.
Joey
Good
Collinson just nurses at home. Well done to that young man.
He looks happy, and he should be.
Going back to the points, so you go from an NTFL club to an NTFL club, you're a 4-pointer, so they don't like you changing clubs. If you come from a non-tier 1 competition, so that means anywhere outside the VFL, SANFL, NEFL, Waffle, or the TAC Cup, you're a 3-pointer, so all the Victorian country leagues are 3 points, and if you come from the tier 1, they want better players to come up here, so they encourage that. So 2 pointers. If you come from AFL football, VFL football, SANFL football, or Waffle, you must come directly from that competition. So if you're an AFL player, goes and plays in the country for a year, and then comes here, you're a 3-pointer. But if you directly come from AFL football, you're a 2-pointer. Most of the clubs are trying to recruit players from the tier 1 competition, so because then they're 2-pointers. So you've got 16 points. You're able to get 8, technically you're allowed to get 8 players from a tier 2 competition.
Thanks for that, Ricky.
And
that was great.
You drop a point every year.
Ooh.
Rick, you should write, they do that, politics for dummies, or you should do like an NTFL for dummies.
I'm not kidding. You actually need to study. I get calls off NTFL coaches regularly, because I was a little bit all over it, asking me, oh, what would this bloke be? What would this bloke be?
Here's Chris Atkinson. He's had a good night tonight.
Yes. Buffs girls had a good win earlier on, so you'd be up and about.
They did. Here's Foster. Nice mark out in front, Rick. I ran water for them today, Rick.
Wow. No wonder they went all right.
Yeah.
No wonder you're looking pretty hot today.
Wearing the pink today, I was.
Ooh.
How's your stomach from sucking in?
Yeah, I'll suck it in. So Brodie Foster lining up for goal number 2.
He missed an easy one before, so if he's 45-degree angle, 55 metres out, if he kicks this, be a fair kick.
Foster from 52. Wow. That's a nice kick. It's just jagged left and juggled over the line by Ishmael Parker.
Nah, it'll be a point. Has to be.
It's the umpire just asserting himself there and saying, yeah, that was a point. Make sure you get that right. Jacob Long.
19 minutes played, and the Buffaloes are in front by 31 points.
Kieran Parnell. Need a bit from him, I would have thought, from half-back.
Played for North Adelaide in the off-season in the SANFL. He did sign with Williamstown, but COVID hit and he quickly skittled across the border and went and played in the SANFL.
Yeah, he's sure he's a talent. He just needs to wind it up tonight. So St Mary's looking to control it here on the outer wing. Kieran Parnell.
Looking pretty fit, the Wizard.
Yeah, he is. Nice work right there, getting up the ground. Dylan Walters, and
wow,
kicks out of bounds on the full.
It's just not acceptable at this level of footy.
St Mary's, who was it? Tommy Frawley.
Yeah,
boxing today. How'd he go? Do we know?
Yeah, gave it a good shot. But what I like about it is, so Tommy Frawley recruited Tyler Sanders to the footy club, and he had a boxing match to raise awareness for mental health. It's Danny Frawley's nephew, Tom Frawley, Premier League player for Saints a few years ago. Yeah, and it's good. He wanted to raise $20,000 to raise awareness for men's mental health. So, yeah, very close to Danny Frawley, and good effort by Tom. Takes courage to get in a ring, doesn't it?
Absolutely. There's a nice handball backwards fair from Dylan Land.
I might add, it's not, if you've got issues out there, get out there and talk about them, don't bottle them in, and I think that's what Tom is trying to express.
Great advice there, Ricky. Really good advice.
So the kick coming up to half forward, Lant in front, and just slapped it over the boundary, and worked well. We'll get a stoppage on the outer forward flank for the Darwin Buffaloes. Of course, it's all been Darwin Buffaloes this second quarter.
We've got, if Buffs can win this stoppage, they've got Stokes in the near one-on-one in their forward 50, which is a little bit scary. I should say Jared Stokes. Is that many Stokes plays for Buffs?
Stokes Central tonight. There's Hoda.
Here he is now.
Quick kick.
Oh, as I talk.
So the ball spills out.
Oh no.
No, this is not good. Here's Armat on the left. The kick is a point.
6 goals, 11 Buffs. Wouldn't say it's the greatest kicking of all time.
So Jacob Long plays on.
Oh, Stokes is quick. Stokes is quick.
So Long's got it back here. Oh, he just goes with the handball through the legs. They've turned it over.
5 numbers behind the footy.
Ryan Pendlebury, that's a good,
There's
smart kick. Ishmael Palmer takes an uncontested mark. 20 out directly in front. Rick.
Tried to run it out via hand with numbers, and they did have the overlap down the thing as they turned the footy over, and I sort of thought that because they were running it out with numbers, it meant there must be a number behind the footy, which was correct. And Palmer, the son of Daniel Palmer, who was a star back in the 90s in the NTFL and Alice Springs football.
Ishmael Palmer.
Shouldn't have an issue from there.
Dobs it. So Buff's doing it pretty easy tonight. This was shaping up to be game of the round. Ishmael Palmer gets his third.
Darwin Buffaloes 7 goals 11.53 to St Mary's 2 goals 3.15.
See, they've got the numbers, they've got the outnumber, but they just...
Watch this handball through the legs.
Through the legs.
Whoop.
Good.
Oh, there we go.
And just a turnover.
Pendlebury's been good centre half back.
Port Melbourne player in the VFL, and he played for Collingwood. I think he's the brother of Collingwood captain Ryan Pendlebury, I think. Here we go with Braden Grenville in the ruck. He was sent to the St Mary's Football Club by former St Mary's superstar and champion Barry O'Brien. Barry coached him in the QAFL, so hope Barry's watching because he was an absolute star of this football club.
Did well there. We're going to get a free kick here, Nate Brody's. Quiet night for that, gentlemen.
Yes, the quietest night I've ever seen him have in my 4 years of knowing the guy.
Ruff Clark out on the lead. Spills forward. That is a mark right in the goal square. Well done there by Kevin Moroney. Getting back. Looks to play on now. It's a good kick too.
Oh, you can't.
Matricardi just pops it over sandwich style. Oh, a bit of Benny Hill music looking to be played here. And Predy's using the body there. Mackenzie looks to take the advantage. And
sure,
why wouldn't you when you've got Foster in a one-on-one?
Yeah. Like you go back and take a kick.
So the Raging Bull.
Not sure why you kick it backwards, but it's their prerogative.
We're working each other into the super coach. The posse's up.
It's got to man up tight here, Saints, if they're going to chip the ball around for a couple of minutes.
Seaton Kerneth goes long down the line now to a 2-on-1. Foster just gets rid of Saunders pretty easy. Lant up to centre wing. Furphy flies. Seaton Kerneth does well, and he cops a free kick for too high too.
Strong to get out of that tackle, wouldn't he?
So he goes with an attacking ball. And
could have
been in danger.
This could work for Saints. Well done. Who's that?
That's Timmy Aldridge. Timmy Aldridge. Extremely well.
Very good football. Yeah, it'd be lucky to be 30 seconds left in this quarter, I would think.
And Sean Edwards gets it at left half back. St Mary's goes backwards. Just a bit of possession footy here, Rick, just to...
Yeah, I think I just don't want Buffs to score. They're nearly out to a lead that'll be hard to peg back.
Currently out by 38 points. They've turned this one over. So the ball coming back inside attacking 50. Oh, everyone flew except Foster. He goes to ground. Tyler Saunders sits on top of him.
Don't want him to score you.
Stokes. Oh, nice tackle from Parnell.
Yeah,
should have been holding the ball, actually.
Outstanding, Kieran. Absolutely outstanding.
Kieran Parnell just saved a certain goal there.
Not many people can tackle Stokes in that situation.
Furphy just couldn't quite get a hold of it. Seaton Kerneth. And he chips over the top and finds Jacob Long for St Mary's. And there we go.
You're watching NITV's coverage of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium in Darwin. That concludes the first half. Darwin Buffaloes 7-11-53 lead St Mary's 2-3-15. And we'll be back after the break with some more NTFL.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium. It's Ned McEwen, Nick O'Reilly, Ricky Nolan. It's the Darwin Buffaloes well and truly in control here in the third quarter by 38 points. The umpire holds the ball aloft. We're about to get underway for the second half. The umpire throws that one up on that occasion. There's St Mary's with the first clearance. Bit of Lockie McKenzie running into the umpire there. Umpire circling and says he will do it. Hey, Rick, how are you, mate?
Good sign. Good sign with Payne making a good tackle early. So it's a positive sign for Saints.
Sounds like Nick hasn't seen you for a long time.
Oh,
The
no.
way he's carrying on.
We were
just then.
besties, but we don't. He moved to go and we just stopped hanging out.
Mikey Coombs, I always will love you though, Rick. Just always remember that, my friend. Kieran Parnell chasing that one on the outer wing. He'll get there, he's quick. Oh, he just goes without it though. So Kieran Parnell in a battle over there with Matricardi.
I don't know what's going on here. Nathan Paredes is coming off at the 45-second mark. So
doesn't look good. We'll watch that with interest. I think Braxton Armat runs on for that man. Paredes just sits down and has a bit of a drink. So umpire on meanwhile on the outer wing.
I don't know what went on there.
So the quick kick coming out of that pack up to half forward for the Buffs. The St Mary's with the numbers. Jacob Long with a quick kick. It's going to come straight back in, Rick.
It is.
So the ball comes across in the Moroney direction. Dangerous kick, hung in the air a little bit too long than what Moroney would have liked, but he was good enough to take that one.
He's played a bit of a game, McKenzie, hasn't he?
He sure has.
Not happy with that kick though, very wide. Just bring it more down the middle, I reckon.
So up to half forward, Seaton Kerneth plays on. Inside 50s, Tyler Saunders stands underneath it. They've worked it well. There's Braxton Armat back down there. And the quick, that's a dangerous kick. Mikey Coombs hovering around. He does well, nice tackle. Goes with the handball over the top, and that goes over the long of the boundary throwing there.
Ricky, what do you think the coaches would have said at halftime to both their teams?
I reckon Anthony Village might have told a few home truths. I reckon I got a feeling at half-time. So they've just got to get their hands on the footy. They were absolutely murdered out of the middle. So that's where they've got to start. That's where I would start. And Buffs playing good footy. They probably should be further ahead. So they've just got to keep doing that. Probably go a little bit more direct. And Buffs just continue to go in quickly. That's their play, I think. Mikey
Coombs getting the hands away. He's been extremely busy tonight, that man. And Lant sits on it for St Mary's. And we'll have a ball up inside attacking 50 for the Darwin Buffaloes. McKenzie wins a tap out backwards through the legs of, I think it was Bowles down there. Bit of a chaos ball. Coming out, the Darwin Buffaloes with the numbers again. It's Cossack inside 50 now, and we'll have a boundary throw-in, Rick.
Saints started this quarter with Grenfell in the ruck. He's from Chachura in the Goulburn Valley, and crossed the border and went and played in the QAFL in Brisbane in the Brisbane competition while COVID was on. And and then he's come up here. Oh, he might be flying in, actually. He might be a fly-in from Brisbane.
Imagine getting crunched by Mikey Coombs away. Here's Stokes on the left. It's coming back, but not quite far enough. And through for a behind.
Yeah, as I said, I thought he was Buff's best last week, Mike. He played really, really well. And continued that form today. God, so there's no method with Saints coming out of that defence, is there?
Not a lot happening. Rolly Matricardi chopping that one off.
Just
goes to Timmy Aldridge.
Buffs just control the footy, where Saints have just got to go to a pair-off one-on-one and force them into a bailout kick. If they're able just to control the footy, that's the kick Saints want to force them into, but around the ground.
McKenzie kicking at the inside, attacking 50. A nice tackle laid. And there's just getting sat on. Umpire, it looks like he's going to pay it, is he? No. There's a fair bit going on there, Rick.
Buffalo side for 30 years, that's the game they like to play, that chip, control the footy sort of thing. And they've just got to try and talk them out of it, Saints.
So here's McKenzie. There's a bit of a foot race happening now. Lant goes off the deck. You'd want to see this one out. Keeps it in, though. So McKenzie, with a quick kick around the corner. Oh, Clark does well. Has a bit of a 360 there, Clark. But Buffs again with the numbers. They're getting numbers to the contest, the Buffs. Maroney. That one goes out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw-in, Rick.
Not much happened this quarter. It's just been Buffs sort of chipping and controlling the footy, which I suppose they're taking. They've taken 5 minutes off the clock when they're nearly 40 or 39 points up. So
waiting for the hooter already, Rick.
Maybe.
Chris Atkinson takes it out of the ruck. The kick goes inside, attacking 50. He's Foster, Tyler Saunders trailing him. Foster throws it on the right around the corner. If you don't mind, Foster gets goal number 2.
Again from a stoppage, this time a throw-in. They just lost that throw-in, lost the stoppage, got it forward, and Foster's a player. Look at Chris Atkins, good ruck work. Just pushed the big fella away too easy and missed tackle, and Bob's your uncle.
45 points, Ricky boy.
Foster, good pick-up. Played a few games last year. I think he's based himself up here this year for the Darwin Buffaloes. The man they call the Fossil. That's not a very nice thing.
The Foss? No.
Apparently it's his nickname at the Buffaloes footy club. So the man from South Gambia. As I said, kicked 100 goals last year, so he knows not last year, there was no footy last year, but the year before that. So he knows how to kick a goal.
And he's a carpenter by trade.
Yes, I saw that. Plenty of work up here in Darwin at the moment.
So that's Grenfell getting the kick away to Hayden Walters. That's a disappointing kick there, being chopped off by Ryan Pendlebury.
Good reading, Ryan Pendlebury. Just left Raf Clark to go and chop that ball off. It was really well done.
Max Kennedy goes sideways.
This is what Saints just don't allow this possession game. Just got to go and pair off and force a bailout kick. There's 6 continuous chip kicks. And what you want to do is force them into another chip kick. You just got to force them into a long bailout kick down the line.
Maxi Kennedy had a good night tonight.
And this West Saints have just got to really be strong. No, don't allow that.
Back to Gordon.
And they've got to pair off. They've got to be strong. They've allowed another one.
That's a good kick.
2 sides you don't allow this to, I reckon. Buffaloes and Tiwi. You can't allow them to just chip this footy around.
Sean Armat. Ismail Palmer. Furphy for St Mary's. Armat put his head over it. Here's Ismail Palmer, gets another possession, goes over the top. Stokes on the left. It's a good kick in the... It could have been in the back. Umpire says play on. Well done down there by Jackie Musgrove. That one's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Ran into my father-in-law at the canteen while I was buying some diet chips.
Oh, yeah. Diet chips?
He's a big Buffaloes Hall of Famer, Buffaloes champion. I said, looks like you got this one. And he said, no, we were 9 goals up against Waratahs and we nearly blew it. So,
right.
Brian Maroney, he wasn't that confident, so we'll see. I reckon they've started all right, Brian. I'd be getting a little bit more confident now.
Diet chips, it's the first I've heard of it, as Aaron Stokes goes on the left to Tyler Saunders. Gets the spoil on, does well. Oh, dangerous times there. Jack Musgrove.
Got numbers.
There goes his young Bo Ted Castle. He's quick. Was it Ted Castle? Oh, Atkinson's chopped this off. He's done well. In a 2-on-1, Atkinson in the middle of the ground. He's had an outstanding night. Goes with the handball backwards to Bradley Stokes. Kick up to Palmer.
Well, Atkinson, Ryan Smith's form was pretty good coming into this game, so Chris Atkinson's done very well.
Yeah, he sure has. He's had a great night. He's winning that battle so far. And that one's punched through too easy in the end there, Rick.
Yep.
And Jackson Payne back there. Oh, holy
you know, things aren't going too well when your best player turns a footy over like that.
So Darcy Matricani.
Darcy Matricani from the Bendigo Football League, played for Golden Square.
Bendigo boy, is he?
Same football club as Jack Geary. So we'll see how he can kick.
Matricani.
Kicks all right by the looks of it.
There he goes. Not bad. And he gets his first for the evening and extend the lead further, Rick.
Didn't see this coming here tonight. I thought Saints were really heading in the right direction. And Buffs had some good wins early, but didn't play the greatest cattle in the world, I thought. And I thought Nycliffe were really on top of them last week in the first half, although they did fight back. But the game was over at half time. And but they've impressed me tonight, Buffs. Been good.
9 minutes played in the third quarter, and Buffaloes extend their lead to 52 points, if my finger counting on my fingers are working.
I'm still figuring it out. Hold on. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I got to get that calculator for us. I was going to just say for you, Nick.
No, we're a team. It's for everyone. Ryan Smith wins that one down.
Another centre clearance to Buffs.
I got a bit of a frog in the old throat.
It's probably from all the lollies you've been eating that you haven't been sharing with the team.
Production crew's pretty filthy with me as I've smashed a box of lollies. I'm not in the best nick. Paredes to Furphy. Good pressure here from the Darwin Buffaloes.
Kernoff Sydney hunts the footy well, doesn't he?
Ryan Smith does well. Shoves his opponent out of the way and turns it straight over. Centre half back, so the kick comes out to a 2-on-1. Calder takes a mark in front of Stokes. Oh, well done, Stokes.
Wow.
And he's going to get it back, Calder. It's a good handball too. Becky Lant puts it on the right, and it's Pendlebury down there. Too easy.
Reads the ball pretty well, Pendlebury, playing in that quarterback position.
So he goes down the line. One's chopped off by Jackie Lant. So don't argue to Stokes. You do not do that to that man.
Oh, they are away.
He sticks a tackle. Have a look at this. It's Timmy Aldridge has one bounce.
You don't try and get around Jared Stokes.
Goes on the right. That's a good-looking kick in the Joey Collinson direction. Tyler Saunders does well. Puts over the line. Could have been deliberate, I would have thought. Umpire says no, throw it in.
Ricky, how have you found first season coach Cameron Stokes, coach of the Buffaloes? He's done quite well so far.
Yeah, unbelievable, really. So one loss, and the one loss was to the reigning premiers. So he's really done well. Plus, they had an exodus. They had, Chris Williams and a few others went to Palmerston. Chris Williams won their best and fairest last year. Stafford was their leading goal kicker.
A quick kick coming out of that pack is a point.
And both of them went to, and this is where Buffs are just an amazing club. I sort of thought, they're on the slide, and bang, they appoint a favourite son in Cameron Stokes, and they credit the Buffaloes. I know they really spoke to every highly credentialed coach in Darwin. They did a really good process, come up with Cameron Stokes, and he's been unbelievable.
Yeah, we've heard he's so highly regarded too by the players.
So the kick out to centre wing. It's Stokes Central out there tonight. There's Bradley, Maroney. They go backwards. Seaton Kerneth. Lockie McKenzie.
He's just killed him, McKenzie.
Nah, he's had a great night tonight. He's had an exceptional night. He's absolutely murdered them.
Got to man up better than that.
So here we go. Adam Hoda gets to 52. The kick is a long, good one. It is a sausage.
You can't allow a 45 kick to a player on the inside, let alone that player then being allowed to play on into an open forward 50. So if there's something that I think Saints will let themselves down at, yeah, they're being flogged out of the middle, but just allowing Buffs to hit target after target after target without without urgency. Look at that. You shouldn't be allowed to hit the 45 kick, let alone him then being able to play on.
Game over?
Yeah, yeah, I would say it nearly is. Scout back to Cameron Stokes, something that I reckon a lot of people have forgotten. He was in he should have played in Hawthorn's 2008 premiership. The only thing that kept him out of that was injury. He was on fire until he got injured. But that's the best football program of the modern football, like in Alistair Clarkson. So he's come from a system that is the best in Australia.
So Hoda, the kick inside 50, is chopped off down there by Jack Musgrove. Gets a quick handball away. They're off through Parnell.
Is he moving well, Kieran?
He is, isn't he? He's had about half a dozen bounces. Kicks over to Clark. Rafa goes on the right. And that one's stayed in, hasn't it? No.
He was working a couple of years ago, I think, when he was at Thunder. He was working at the Michael Long Centre. His job, Kieran Parnell, his job was to pump the footies up to 69 kPa.
Was it?
Yeah, apparently he was pretty good at it as well.
Yeah. We've got a few Sharons at home and they're pumping up.
Yeah, bring him in because Kieran's good at it.
Yeah. So in attacking 50, it's fair to say the Saints need a goal out of this. Smith with a tap down. And it's all Buffaloes. The sand wedge gets pulled out and it's out of bounds on the full. So here's Lockie Taylor. It's a good kick. Ted Castle just drops what he probably should have taken. They're working this well by hand, the Buffs. Beautiful work there. Loudon just gets wrapped up by Edwards. Caught, gets the turnover.
Buffs have got good numbers behind the footy. They're really, really set up well behind the footy.
I just had to hit that target though there, Rick.
Yeah.
So they were away and they've turned it over again, although the Benny Hill music might come out in a second. As this ball's coming back inside, attacking 50. Payne down there for St Mary's, can't get near it. That's a better looking kick, although Clark gets worried out of it on this occasion.
Oh, well done.
So the kick to the top of the square, Gordon down there trying to get it through. He's sort of soccer style here now. It's Goddard on the right, is kicked a...
Looks like a goal.
It's a goal. Well done by the goal umpire down there. It's a move across to St Mary's. Fair to say, Rick, get a much needed goal.
Certainly did. Well done by Goddard. Played TAC Cup with the Sandringham Dragons, and his brother is Hugh Goddard that just got delisted by the Carlton Footy Club. And I think he went to Melbourne Grammar. I think that's where Sean Edwards and also Jackson Payne went to school together. So I'd say there must be a bit of a connection there. Nathan Paredes comes onto the field, spent a fair bit of time on the bench.
He's been off that whole time.
No, he might. No, he went back. He come off at the.
No, he turned that ball over, didn't he?
43-second mark, and then a little bit more.
Do you think he's having a quiet night, or there's something else going on?
Pretty quiet. He's give him good mates with him. I was at the footy this morning at 9 o'clock, and he was down here. So maybe you don't have to be at the footy for 12 hours before you play. Maybe something. Nathaniel could maybe just have a look at the preparation a little bit there, because he is the ultimate professional and an absolute champion.
Jared Stokes gets that centre clearance, Rick, and just hits Foster lace out. Too easy.
Struggling to make the distance from 50 Foster tonight. We'll see how he goes with this one.
Brody Foster lining up for goal number 3. Gets to the 50. The Foss doesn't quite get there. And
Palmer touched that.
Interesting. Jacob Long kicking it out. Moves it quickly. Sean Edwards has a player on down the line which he doesn't mind, and he finds in Dylan Walters. So Walters on that right. In the Grenfell direction, Atkinson got tackled. Mikey Coombs moving well. Big Mike. We're away here. It's Kennedy with the kick in the Foster direction. Use the body well. And the umpires paid the free kick. And
he got held a bit, but he certainly let the umpire know that he got held. So we'll see the replay here, but it's probably there. But put a little bit of cream and jam on it.
As we have a look here, comes in from Kennedy.
Good body use.
Absolutely. He sort of dropped a sitter in the end,
He
didn't he?
did. Yeah, too high. Yeah, that was it.
So the umpire setting the mark up. Bit of a super zoom in on Tyler Saunders' moustache. But he's Foster. Have a look at that, Mo.
Have you got a bit of Mo envy happening there, Nick?
No, he's learnt from me. Foster has missed it. Yeah, no. Tyler does have an aggressive moustache when it gets going.
How many's Foster kicked?
2, 3.
Oh, yeah, I reckon he could add a few more, couldn't he?
He's been kicking bags. But he's missed a few tonight. He's still playing extremely well. McKenzie just gets bodied out of it there from Grenfell. A kick up in the Raph Clark direction. Maroney trailing him. So Stokes with a little chipper to McKenzie.
He's played well, hasn't he, Bradley Stokes?
He has,
Done
sure
all right.
has.
This bloke here's got leather poisoning.
McKenzie throws it on the right in the Foster direction. Uses the body again, Foster. He's going to get a free kick. Oh, no, it's going the other way. Foster must have laid some hands in the back of Sean Edwards. Indicates he's going long down the line. Here's Grenfell. Nice boil coming over there from McKenzie. Although chopped off by Stokes. And that one is out of bounds on the full. That was Jeremy Goddard. As we see Dylan Lant rocking that Eminem style haircut with the bleach and the short mop. So it's Cale Cossack. Ex-Nightcliff player. He's been good tonight, Rick.
Has done well. He's a very good player for Nightcliff for a very, very long time. Him and his brothers. And now they've crossed over to Buffaloes last year. He didn't play much, I think, last year, but yeah, he's played very, very well tonight. Handy pickup.
So a 55-point lead here. The way of the Buffaloes. And super impressive. We did think we were going into a sort of game of the round kind of setup. But yeah, it's all been Buffs.
The Tiwi Bombers today, a couple of ex-AFL footballers in Christensen and Jake Need made their debuts today for the Tiwi Bombers.
Is that right? Jakey Need, he was a good player.
Jakey Need from Port Adelaide and the former Geelong Premiership player in Christensen also.
Ah, yes. Alan
Christensen.
Alan Christensen.
Actually, Saints went pretty hard in trying to recruit him as a zero-pointer. His father actually coached St Mary's and he played his juniors, so he would have been a zero-pointer for Saints. He's come from the AFL system, so he'll be a two-pointer for Tiwi. So the Saints were very keen to get him.
So what I like about this outfit tonight, Rick, the Darwin Buffaloes outfit, no Matty Campbell.
I was thinking that.
And like, imagine if he's up forward. Not saying.
Yeah, and then under the feet, you know.
Of your Fosters and whatnot.
And that.
Yeah, he's very handy, Matty Campbell.
And he played pretty well. I watched him last week. He's still quick, still kicks the footy a long way. So.
Yeah, he's playing good footy at the moment.
I do not know. I actually said this to a few guys when I was coaching, when we were coaching against each other. I don't know how you can play and coach. It is unbelievable to be
very
able to do that.
difficult.
So it's probably released a little bit of tension and pressure, and just can't allow the Buffaloes player to take a chest mark from a kick like that.
Timmy Aldridge.
He's nearly back to career best form, isn't he?
Timmy?
Yeah, he was out injured for a year. I thought he was a bit quiet last year, but he looks like he's getting back to that run and dash form. There's another bloke who hadn't played a bad game with the Dustin Martin haircut.
Yep. Adam Hoda. That's a good looking kick. Might pay off. Maroney. Does well, Maroney.
Well done.
Wins that one. No, just goes straight up in the air. The sandwich was out. Now here goes Lockie Taylor. One of the quickest units in the NTFL. Just gets hoed down. And there we go. It's three-quarter time here at TIO Stadium, and it's all Darwin Buffaloes, 10-16, 76 to St Mary's, 3-3-21. We'll have a quick break and be back with the final quarter right after this.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO comprehensive car insurance, if you have an accidentable cost of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel, really feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
Come in and see it.
still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to NITV's coverage of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League game. Darwin Buffalo leads St Mary's by 55 points. In the Darwin commentary box with you today are Nick O'Reilly, Ricky Nolan and Nev McEwen.
Yeah, thanks, Nev. As the umpire's just looking around to make sure we've got the 6-6-6 happening. 6 in the middle, 6 forward, 6 back. And we won't be too far off starting this one. As the umpire holds the ball aloft and we're ready to go in the final quarter. It's all been Darwin Buffaloes as Ryan Smith wins that one down, but it's all Buffaloes as it's been all night. The quick kick up to into the forward 50. Here's Sean Edwards, just overruns at that time. And that's a throw being paid. And as Rick alluded to, it's the Dusty Martin sort of style setup.
He's impressed me tonight.
Hoda.
Kid, he's done well.
Yeah, he has.
Hadn't played footy since juniors and had a couple of years break and then come back this year. So done very, very well.
Adam Hoda.
Kicked a good goal from about here before. If I was him, I'd go a few steps further back.
For goal number 2, Hoda.
But he kicks better than me. Look at that.
Good start to the final quarter for the Darwin Buffaloes, and for that man, Adam Hoda, as he gets his second rig.
I've never seen Saints lose so many centre clearances tonight. They just haven't been switched on in that area. Buffs again. I reckon there'd be something like, we haven't got our stats, man, but it'd be somewhere around 85 to 90% of balls out of the middle, I reckon. So done the two areas I reckon Buffs have really got on top of there, and just being able to control the footy around the ground by chip, just Saints not manning up on them. Do you work early was a saying I like to used to use. Do you work early and pair off before, so then you just force them to kick the ball long down the line.
Sorry, Adam Hoda kicked his third then. As Smith wins the tap out again. But
another
again,
clearance.
Oh, it was a interesting kick from Stokes and it worked. So the ball pops out on centre wing. Darwin Buffaloes look to go forward yet again. Jacob Long paddles it out in front, gets held onto. And the free kick coming back to Jacob Long. Having a good year, Rick.
Yeah, I don't think he's been quite as productive as last year, but hopefully he's heading back to that form. He was probably Saints' best defender last year.
Harry Williams.
It's just a turnover.
Kick to no one, really. Smith just gets it out to Lance. Should be a goal here. Jeremy Goddard throws it on the right. Paredes takes a diving mark. Umpire says that it hit the deck first.
Yeah, which I think it did. It's pretty good umpiring, isn't it? Nathan pleading his way, but never seen an umpire change his mind.
Never.
As McKenzie gets another possession and another clearance from a stoppage.
So here's Darcy Matricati. This was the kick to Hoda.
Oh, they're away, Buffs here.
He's going to get it back. Good gut running here from Matricati, the boy from Golden Square. This was a kick. Foster on the half volley. Good at his feet. Might get it back, Foster. And the kick goes inside 50 now. Smith was just sort of standing there waiting for the ball to come. Oh, nice tackling down there. Good pressure. But Parnell gets a quick handball. Oh, geez, it's worrying times here for St Mary's. As Ted Castle gets the handball away. So that's Charlie Furphy. The kick in the Payne direction, keeps his feet. Drops the ball. Umpire says play on, gets run down. Good pressure here from the Darwin Buffaloes. Stokes lowers the eyes. Kev Moroney takes a mark.
Moroney's been a soldier, hasn't he, in defence.
Plays on the bigger bodies too and sort of holds his own, Rick, as he puts it on the right. McKenzie flies from the side and that one's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw-in.
Guys, I don't know if you know, NAIDOC week starts on Sunday. Ricky, can I ask you, who's the best or most impressive Indigenous player in the NTFL that you've ever come across?
Probably, if coached would probably be Ben Rioli, I reckon, for longevity. Shannon Rioli as well. Certainly in the early days of coaching, Shannon was sensational. I reckon the most talented would have to be Ross Tungatala. I reckon he'd go to the footy every day to watch him.
So Stokes just muscles out Lant, but Lant keeps his feet. He'll get it back. No, turnover. So it's Shawnee Armat. He finds Loudon. Centre wing goes inboard.
Just been allowed to run off here, Buffs.
It's Pendlebury out on the outer wing. They've switched it. It's a good switch. It works.
Kurnoff just worked harder there, didn't he?
Seaton Kerneth goes with the kick. Palmer underneath it. Here's Edwards. Bit of Irish dancing, sort of, to bring the ball to ground there. Shawnee. Nice fly from behind. Seaton Kerneth. That one's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in on the outer wing.
Seaton Kurnoff, another one that's impressed me tonight. I reckon he's played a really good game. Two pretty famous names in one surname, Seaton and Kurnoff, so obviously from very good stock.
So boundary throwing on the outer wing. Smith, McKenzie. McKenzie does very well. McKenzie.
Too easy. Yeah. He's gone too wide there, McKenzie. He's got to straighten that up. Best on ground tonight, I think McKenzie has been outstanding.
Yeah, it's a real toss-up between McKenzie and Jared Stokes, the captain, as Sean Edwards is trotting across the ground. It's boot to ball.
God, Stokes did
and here he is.
That is unbelievable, that.
Loses his boot and all.
He runs faster backwards than you and I can run forwards, I think.
Wow, that's debatable, Rick. I am pretty quick off the mark.
And lost a shoe in the process.
He's lost the inner sole too. The inner sole's still out there.
Well, we might have to invest in a new pair, I think, during the week.
So Palmer in the 2-on-1. Ball pops out the back. Long just gets shoved out of it. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Bowles is another one. I reckon he was real good last week. Played a more than serviceable game tonight. Sort of gives him a bit of that hard body. You know, they've got the run and carry buffs, but he just gives them that hard body around contested footy.
So boundary throw in. Smith gets rid of McKenzie and doesn't quite get it. Mikey Coombs puts that one out on the full. This will be Jack Musgrove. Let's bring this ball in. So here's McKenzie.
That's my man, Nick, this bloke.
You've claimed him. Why not? He's had a great game. Bradley Stokes on the left. And chopped off. So Edwards just pops it over the top.
Stokes, another famous Darwin footy name.
Yeah, certainly. Stephen Stokes, the coach, the father of the coach. Cameron Stokes was a Nichols medalist. And I think Jared Stokes' father played for Manly in the NRL as well.
He did. So on the outer side, the ball's coming inboard though. Here's Calder.
One of their few turnovers for the night, Buffs.
Calder getting back there for St Mary's.
Well, Mikey. Oh.
Taylor.
Mikey's on the hunt here.
He sure is. Have a look at him. Now, he tapped that one straight over the line then, and the umpire's pinged him.
Outstanding umpiring.
Yeah. So Musgrove. Lockie Taylor. He's got absolutely nothing.
Oh, you wouldn't want to turn the footy over here. Buffs have really cut the exits off Buffs out on the outside. They did really, really well there.
Jack Musgrove down the line.
Pendlebury's being good as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he sure has. He's Hoda. Chopped off in the middle though. And Buffs get the numbers. And this one's popped over the top. Ishmael Palmer, Tyler Saunders. As well, Tyler. He's been a bit quieter tonight, Tyler.
Still been serviceable. The ball has been coming in there like a freight train.
So a bit of holding going on there. Umpire's just chosen to let that one go. Here's Timmy Aldridge at fullback.
There's another more than serviceable player. I'll have to have about 14 awards Buffs tonight. at their after-match function.
Yeah, the sponsor awards will be extremely busy. We'll be giving away about 10k in prizes tonight, I reckon. The way some of these boys have been playing. It'll be very hard to holding the man.
Another one I reckon about Buffs. I was driving here thinking they're the club that's least got advantage of COVID. Like nearly every club's picked up 10 players. I just can't see who they've picked up out of COVID. Like, Pendlebury's played here before. So like it's not someone that's crossed the border for COVID. Foster's played here before, so they might have come up here because of COVID. There's not one player that they've sort of recruited. Like everyone else has picked up 10 to 12 to some clubs have picked up 15 recruits because of COVID. So. Good effort by Cameron Stokes. Very impressive Buffaloes. I thought they were in for a world of hurt this year, but they keep surprising.
They sure do. As they turn it over again, here's Jared Stokes, the candy man himself. Oh, have a look at that. Some fancy work from the big boy. And that's a point of the year, Rick, I would have said.
Point of the year.
Absolutely. As Nick looks to the other box of lollies.
Isn't that's my box, the lollies that you're into there, Nick?
Well, you snooze, you lose, Ricky boy. I'm sorry, sir. It's 2 lollies. I'll pay back next week. I'm not here next week, actually. As for Kieran Parnell's on the outer wing.
That's the reason why you're going to pay him back next week.
Yeah. You just wait here for me, Rick.
You
You just wait for me here, mate. I'll definitely be back. Harry Williams on the outer wing. So St Mary's look to get a goal. That is a nice finish.
Glad he kicked that because Payne was just a simple handball away.
So Land getting that one.
11-minute mark of the final quarter. Darwin Buffaloes 11-17, 83. St Mary's 4 goals, 3, 27. And it's still 31 degrees out there and 69% humidity. Crazy.
I've got to tell you, this week, as you said, Nev, the aircon's spot on tonight.
Oh, it is.
And Dylan Land, he's got a fair resume. Played 11 games for Essendon in the VFL in 2019, and I think he got rookie of the year or rising star of the year. So it's been got a good resume and a good pickup for Saints. Started a bit slow, but certainly got going the last month. He's been really good.
I suppose you've got to get used to the weather, Rick, if you haven't played up here.
100%.
Yeah. Ted Castle. It's a nice kick up to half forward. It's Ruff Clark, clean below the knees. That's a good kick. He's Harry Williams.
Good run.
Throws on the right. This is well worked and a good mark. Taken there again by Jack Lant. So to get 2 in as many minutes. Man, just getting told to push over to the...
Should be a fair kick from there, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. So Lant. Tough kick up against the boundary line. The kick underway is a good one.
Wow.
Well done to that man, Jack Lant, as he gets 2 in 2 minutes.
St Mary's with their 5th goal for the game. Ruff Clark, who's been on the bench for quite some time. Harry Williams as well has got a bit of the footy this year, but this quarter, I should say. Yeah, fair grab.
And Lance back on the ground.
The other Lant.
The other Lant.
The other one.
To the tune of Dylan. So Darwin Buffalo has been super impressive as we just tick over 13 minutes in the final quarter here at TIO Stadium. Smith winning the tap down on that occasion. The ball pops out. Here's this man again, Jared Stokes.
That's your best on ground, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's moving so much better, I think, than last year.
He's looking red hot. As Darwin Buffaloes look to inflict a bit more pain to St Mary's.
They're quick by foot Buffaloes, there's no doubt about that. Jalen Clark, another one not playing for Buffaloes. He let himself and the club down and got suspended for a couple of weeks. So still got him to come into the team with Matty Campbell. Probably could do with a ruckman, Nick, couldn't they? They haven't got too many tools, although Mackenzie's been outstanding. Chris Atkins as well, but I reckon Chris Atkins would be a good backup ruckman if they could get a gun ruckman to be handy. The borders are opening, so they might be able to fly one in.
So Stokes, quick kick inside, attacking 50. Ishmael Palmer just gets rid of his opponent. Goes to ground though. Feeds a handball out. Palmer gets sat on again. Yeah, we're going to have to ball this one up. Deep in attacking 50 in the pocket. Hard up against the boundary line.
Oh, no one wanted to contest it.
So the one bounce rule. Ishmael Palmer. And that one's out of bounds on the full.
Just a bit of sting, hasn't it, the last 5 minutes? I think both sides want to declare, I think it feels like.
I did the old one bounce rule. Can't touch a ball until it bounces once.
Ricky, without stating the obvious, would you say your opinion of Darwin has changed going into this game and what you've seen?
Yeah, yes, a lot. I did see Darwin Buffaloes as a finalist this year. It would be a bit of a rebuild, as I said. Quite a few players went to Palmerston. You know, another player who was an absolute gun, I thought he was due back this week, is Michael Hagan.
Yeah, I found that out today as Ruff Clark flies, but just can't quite hold on to it. Kevin Moroney. Nice little chip kick over the top. Yeah, Michael Hagan's come back from Nycliffe.
You get Michael Hagan.
Oh, that's a bit of a risky kick. Ted Castle there. Payne with a quick snap around the corner, and they get 3 in a row, St Mary's.
Payne, one of his first goal for the game, is it?
Yes.
First goal for the game. It was just being on fire, but you put Michael Hagan, Matthew Campbell and Jalen Clark into this side, and I said they didn't have depth. Well,
yeah.
Ricky, you were wrong.
Better check yourself, Rick. Check yourself.
16 minutes played, and it's a 44-point lead to the Buffaloes. Just making sure I'm counting properly again. It's always a bit nervous when you're quickly doing that.
Know.
You know what, Michael Hagan was due to come back this week. Maybe, I'm not sure what went on there. But yeah, he's coming back. He played all his junior football at the Darwin Buffaloes, went to Nycliffe for 2 years. And from what I believe, he was returning to Buffaloes.
He's sure as an injury on the outer side. As Lant wins that clearance.
Starting to win a few clearances, Saints. It's good.
It's just a bit too late though. This one comes back inside now. It's Furphy in the Lant direction, but Stokes does extremely well. Gets a handball away, turns it over. Furphy drops the ball.
Wow.
Lucky to get away with that one, Furphy. He's going back to get it. It's a nice handball over the top, although chopped off.
It's turned over too easy, isn't it?
Here's Jared Stokes.
Oh, Jared's
Kenzie.
Best handball.
He'll get it back. Oh, look at this.
Good luck catching him.
Throws it on the right. Tyler Saunders read it best. Plays on. Walters.
Harry Williams had a bit of the footy this quarter. Well, that's not his greatest moment.
Aldridge. With a Gilchrist style in the... There's a wicket keeper, Furphy.
Big fella.
Grenfell spills it, Raff Clark. Well done.
Payne 2 in 2 minutes.
Well done, Raff Clark, paddling that one onto Payne. The Darwin Buffaloes players are saying it was one of the biggest throws you'll ever see. Umpire disagrees, and they pay the goal.
St Mary's 7-3-45 to Darwin Buffaloes 11-17-83 with 18 minutes played in the final quarter.
Have a look whether the Buffaloes players are right or not. And Raf goes 50-50.
All the boys stopped. No, that's a question.
You tapped it with one hand. I don't know whether that makes a difference.
He gets the hand underneath it. So back in the middle. And a better turnout from St Mary's in this final quarter.
Yeah, a hell of a lot better.
Here's Hoda. It's a Dusty Martin vibe.
Oh, Shawnee, is that deliberate?
Shawnee, it's paid deliberate. Just thought he miskicked that, Shawnee. Looks like he was trying to paddle it forward, but he's got the wrong side of the ball and went straight out. The umpire, of course, says that's deliberate. Here's Foster, uses the body well. Ball pops over the back. Ted Castle. Foster gets wrapped up in 2 tacklers. Tyler Saunders feeds it out. And the umpire says we'll ball that up.
Need a spice, I think, going out of the game. I think Buffs want us ready to celebrate.
Cue in the rack sort of stuff from them, Rick.
Yeah, I feel it.
Oh, have a look at that. To the top of the square. Palmer underneath it. Touched. Yeah, 20 minutes gone in the final quarter. So Saunders. Saunders half back. Doesn't have a lot on. That's a good kick though. Oh no, just chopped off down there by Timmy Aldridge. Ball's coming back in now. Headcastle spoils on McKenzie. I think, is it? Yeah, McKenzie's down there. And umpire will say, I'll ball this one up, fellas.
26 for Buffs, Nick Loudon. He's had a fairly good game. That might be one they've picked up with from COVID. I think he's from Casey in the VFL. So yeah. Looks like he might be a handy player that might be their one player that they've picked up through COVID, maybe Buffs. But he's had a more than reasonable night tonight.
Here's Seaton Kerner.
Oh, touched. Doesn't look like it. It's going to be a very important meeting going now. Oh, you can't do it without the ball.
Guys, I am not having a conversation. Oh, the goal's been paid. That's like what they do, Rick. It's like, we're not having a conversation. I'll get that ball in the hand.
It's been a while since the Buffs got a goal, actually, in this quarter.
Yeah.
And Darwin Buffaloes moved to 12-18-90 to St Mary's 7-3-45. 21 minutes gone.
What does the St Mary's, what happens this week, Rick, with St Mary's? What do the coaching staff do down there?
Yeah, it's got me on the hop there, Nick. I don't know, they did put it as a bad week. They were in pretty good form. Yeah. And just say, all right, then we've had a shocker. Let's get back to what we were doing well and move on. I wouldn't be hitting the panic buttons until the same thing happen again next week, I don't think so. Unless there's some underlining stuff going on that we don't know about, but I'd just put it down as a bad week, I think.
Dustin Walters just copped one high and he's hasn't moved.
Unless it's a draw, there's always one winner and you've got to have one loser. Yeah. That's the way it goes.
That's right. Yeah, you do. We have to look at this replay here, Rick. He just copped one in the one on the chin. So Lance throws on the left. That's gone the barrel, ladies and gentlemen. So here's the Jackie Lant. Wheels around, throws it on the left. That is a nice goal.
Kick 3 for the quarter, isn't it?
He has.
Well done.
That's his third. Yeah, you're right, Rick.
Not often I'm wrong, Nick.
The lead back to Darwin Buffaloes. That lead back to 39.
Good spoil by Gordon. Good rove in front and centre. Looked to dish off. It's a fair goal from 45.
On the left too.
And Darwin Buffalo's about to have their 5th win, 5 out of 6. Pretty good effort.
And the only side they've lost to were Nycliffe, and they actually won the second half of that game. So they've only lost to really half a game of football. So maybe they're the real thing.
So back in the middle, Atkinson wins that tap down. He's going to get it here. Gets a handball out to Timmy Aldridge. That ball's going the Saunders direction. He's going to get it. Just gets boot to ball, get it out of there quickly. Kieran Parnell over there for St Mary's, getting the job done. Throws it on the right. Arm at just over his head. Unlucky bounce for that man. Harry Williams gets the kick up to centre half forward for St Mary's. Gordon goes without it. Here he is now.
kick into the set, 45 kick that I don't like, just being able to bring that back into the centre.
Oh, just through Ahmat's hands.
There's some Tide boys at very hot day. It was a heat wave warning in Darwin today, and the NTFL had to change a lot of the protocols because the heat was just so intense today. So
Kieran Parnell wrapped up in the tackle on the outer side. Cossack tries to paddle it forward, but chopped off. McKenzie just taps it to, well, no one in the end. Yeah, you can tell, Rick, there's some Tide units getting around. Yep. Here we go. There's a bit of action. Maxie Kennedy. It's a nice kick.
Joey Collinson's played his best game of football for about 6 years. I reckon he's played really, really well tonight.
There you go.
Bowles is another one, good contributor.
Yeah, he has. And that one's going...
Probably 2 footy clubs in Darwin I reckon you just can't write off because they've always got young talent coming through, and that's the Buffaloes Football Club and Wanderers Football Club. You think they're going to have a poor year, and just the families and the tradition, the talent that coming through their junior programs, they just pop up from nowhere, and they're always in a premiership window. Jared Stokes best on ground, could have finished with a goal.
Unlucky there from Jared Stokes, but it's all over Red Rover here at TIO Stadium, where it was, Darwin Buffaloes easy in the end. 12-18-90 to St Mary's, 8-3-51. Just as we were talking about that, Rick was saying next week we're covering the Darwin Buffaloes and the Wanderers. That should be an absolute ripper, shouldn't it?
Absolute. It will. That is one to look forward to, and by God, it'll be fast. A fast game of footy.
You've been watching NITV's coverage of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League game from TIO Stadium in Darwin on beautiful Larrakia country. Darwin Buffaloes are the winners today, beating St Mary's, as we heard, 12-18-90 to 8-3-51. From your commentary team, Nick O'Reilly, Ricky Nolan and Nev McEwen, thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week with some more deadly footy from the NTFL.